Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Thursday. All right, guys. Well, tomorrow we'll be back for hot, messy topics. And I think we have a lot of topics to talk about. This is going to be an interesting one. And I have missed you guys so much. So I'm just happy that we're going to be going live again. Jason and I, we had family in town. We went to Charleston. We got back from the DR. And then we're getting ready to launch this new site. There has been so many moving things getting us ready for the summer for like a strong send off. And I'm excited about it, but it's a lot, you guys. It is a lot of work. And that's exactly what we're doing behind the scenes, plus putting all of these videos out. But yeah, I'll explain more. Anyways, pop off in the comment section. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. Definitely do not forget to hit that notification bell. And I think that you guys are going to want to listen to this one. Trigger warning. So as we know, it's week 2 of the Diddy trial, and there are a few takeaways from week 2 of the Diddy trial. A couple things. Diddy's children are no longer showing up in court. I think this is probably due to some of the testimonies that are being given. I'm sure that it's not that easy for them to sit through. Also, I think that Cassie's mother, she took the stand. Her testimony was emotional. It was definitely unforgettable. And I think what she said might have done some justice for Cassie in this trial. But let's get to this stuff real quick. So, Kid Cudi also is testifying in the trial. He already has been on the stand, but he testified that his Porsche 911 was destroyed by a Molotov cocktail in his driveway, and he believes that Diddy was the one who orchestrated the attack due to jealousy over his brief relationship with Cassie. He was talking about how, Cassie let him know, listen, Diddy found out about us, and Diddy was like, where are you? What's going on? I'm ready to fight. And he was like, well, then I'm ready to fight. You want to fight? Let's fight. And then he got word that Diddy was around the corner from his house. And he was like, okay, well, if we're going to fight, then let's fight, And he was saying, I was ready to beat his ass. So he's like going through all of this on the stand. And then he talked about how while he was waiting for these moments to happen with Diddy, he started noticing weird things that were going on in his home. He feels that maybe Diddy broke into his home. He had a couple Chanel boxes and Christmas presents that were unwrapped, and he noticed that was a little off. But then he also noticed that his dog was locked in a bathroom, which he always let his dog like run around the house. So that for him was a little bit weird. And one other thing that kind of threw me off a little bit was he noticed that his security cameras were tampered with, like they were moved in different directions. So he didn't understand what that was about. So he did feel like maybe Diddy was not alone showing up to his house. And at that point, clearly anybody, don't really know where you guys are from. I'm not saying I'm from like some fighting nature or anything like that. However, if you do try to meet up with somebody, or when people try to meet up and they try to settle or resolve something, and you're thinking you're going one-on-one and they're coming with like a crew of people, that's terrifying. You don't know what's going to happen to you, especially when you have somebody who has such influence like Diddy. You don't know, are you going to disappear? Are you going to get, like your ass beat? Or is there going to be a bunch of people who jump in? You truly, truly don't know. But he did describe his little meeting with Diddy, saying that he behaved like a Marvel supervillain, which this is what he said on the stand, which was another interesting kind of addition to all of this. But as far as the raid into Diddy's Miami mansion, you guys, some of the photos, and I only grabbed this one, but you can see the weapons, you can see the drugs, you can see some of the clothes that the women were expected to wear, which was a little off as well. Um, it seems like it was just like a big party. Clearly, that's what the freak offs were. But just looking at it, it was weird because one of his former assistants, George Kaplan, testified about organizing some of the freak offs between 2013 and 2015. And some of his duties included booking hotel rooms under aliases, stocking them with items like baby oil and liquor. And when it came to the cleanup duties, George Kaplan claimed that he cleaned up after these events to avoid suspicion. And once disposing of an unknown substance, he also talked about witnessing Diddy's physical assault, especially on two women, including Cassie Ventura. So that was clearly like something that I think that if you're the jury listening to this, watching it, it would give you cause for pause and be like, who is this man and why would we want to protect him in any way, shape, or form? It sounds like P. Diddy has, based off of what they're saying, and clearly I'm not, nor have I ever been around P. Diddy, so I don't know this to be fact. Sounds like there's a history of very violent behavior, especially towards women. And yeah, I think that should be taken into account. You know, like his defense is saying domestic violence is not the same thing as racketeering and trafficking. No, it's not the same thing. But when you start adding in all of these other, I guess, these other situations that are coming out in the testimonies, these other contributing factors, you're like, sure, it's not the same thing, but it's also not okay. I don't know if these things warrant life in prison unless they can prove the trafficking and racketeering charges. However, what they are sharing, you're like, this is disgusting. And then I saw where Baller Alert came out with this, and I was like, what in the hell is this? They said Diddy's alleged freak off workers identified by photos in court. In the second week of Diddy's federal trial in New York City, prosecutors unveiled a series of photographs identifying male escorts allegedly involved in orchestrating these encounters, referred to as freak offs, with Diddy and Cassie. Among those identified is Jonathan Audie, described in court documents as Diddy and Ventura's, yeah, who purportedly participated in multiple such encounters. Another individual known as Jules was reportedly present during a 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA, where surveillance footage captured him assaulting Cassie. Additional escorts include Jake, based in Los Angeles, Craig from Miami, Brian, a New York-based individual allegedly recruited via Craigslist, and Skylar, associated with the escort service Cowboy for Angels. And Cassie, who testified over 4 days, recounted being coerced into these encounters, which were often recorded by Diddy. And she described a pattern of manipulation and abuse, stating that he leveraged his influence in the music industry to control her career and personal life. And photographic evidence presented in court depicted her with visible injuries, including bruises. And you can see the people who they shared photos of. Gross. I want to hear what you guys think, guys. Pop off in the comment section, please. Definitely do not forget to hit that notification bell. We will be going live tomorrow on Up and Adam Channel 1, but yeah, digest this. Let me know what you think. Love you guys. Bye.